Right folks, so welcome back to another video. We're doing another review today. It's on this lovely A45S. As you can see, I'm sitting in pretty much like a lounge right now. The goal is kind of to compare it to the RS3 in a way. Of course my one is mapped, but I do remember how it's like before it was mapped and all that good stuff. We'll take it on some country roads, get some GoPros set up, but what we'll do first, so we'll give you guys a little cinematic for you to enjoy. Right, so let's hop out. It is freezing out here. I would like to sit in there all day, but I've got to give you guys a tour of the car. So starting off, as you can see, this car's got the aero kit. It is in black with two-tone red leather seats. The car is actually wider than an A35, so the front wings very aggressive. When you see it coming down the road, it doesn't really look like a hatchback to me. Yeah, you got these usual canards, all the aggressive stuff. Got massive brakes. I believe they're 6-pot. This is the S variant. We already get the S variant in the UK. It's nice to see. It comes with Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's from the factory. Got the lovely panoramic roof. I think it's an essential option on these. Definitely gives the car more of a sporty look, as well as just making it a bit nicer to sit in. Around the back, 4 exhausts to differentiate it from the 35. So the 35 normally has 1 on each side. Got quite an aggressive looking diffuser as well. As you can see, the RS3's in the back. But yeah, you've seen me ramble enough about that car for now. I remember with the old A45, you normally could get those quite plain looking ones and you could never really tell what they were. They looked like A220s with just a bunch of power. The aero kit does change it up quite a bit, but I feel like the overall quality of this car is like a big jump from the previous one. I did have a drive in a facelift A45. We did a review like 3 years ago and it was good fun, so I've got high hopes for this. In terms of the interior, yeah, this is just a different league to my car. Don't really know where to begin, to be fair, but yeah, we've got two-tone leather seats, as I mentioned. Bucket seats. They aren't as...
How may I help you?
Okay, the car started to talk to me.
What can I do for you? Could you repeat your input, please?
No, I can't. So as I was saying, right, let's find a button to...
What would you...
Right, I've cancelled that. The car wanted to have a chat with me. Yeah, you've got this Alcantara wheel, which is on the sides, a bit like my car. Steering wheel has got a bunch going on, but it isn't overly complicated. You've got quick buttons for the traction control. I'm presuming that's an AMG button. Drive modes here as well. It's just nice high quality stuff, isn't it? Oh look, you've got a slippery mode. So you got slippery, individual, comfort, sport. I will get onto the powertrain in a second. Let's just talk about the interior a bit more. The owner of this car did have an RS3 before, so he's kept his little coin holder. Fair play. He said he does miss that car in a way. Got ambient lighting, different sort of materials everywhere. Just very smart. This one is a highly spec'd car, so got the Burmester surround as well. Proper paddle shifters. As we know, these cars are quite expensive once they're spec'd out, but I will say it does feel the money. The interior is very high quality. It feels like it's from a bigger car almost. There's a lot of like E63S in here from what I can see. Right, so this is where things get exciting. This is the world's most powerful production 4-cylinder engine. Turbocharged 2 litre, so it makes 421 horsepower. The figure is a bit of an interesting one because I was trying to find out the exact number. Some magazines said it was 416 bhp, and then the Mercedes website itself says it's 421 horsepower, so it's basically around there. We've got 369 pound-feet of torque. They've actually flipped the engine the other way around compared to the previous gen. Turbo's now at the back, like a VAG car almost. Makes a bit more sense for it to be there. 1 man per engine, as you'd expect. I believe they've got 2 injectors per cylinder also, so they are quite good gains. That's mated to an 8-speed dual clutch gearbox, which is operated by the stalk here. And of course the car's 4MATIC, but it's got the 4MATIC Plus system, so it's got clutch packs on the back, so it has got drift mode and all that fancy stuff. Bit of a machine, to be fair. Got a bit more power than the RS3 from a smaller engine, but we'll see how it drives anyway. I'm sure the power band is very different. Right, so as you saw there's no over or anything like that. Apparently you get a bit when you're driving. We did toggle between the modes. As you can see here, you have got a race mode as well in this car, which apparently makes it a bit more rear biased according to the owner. At least it doesn't have a soft limiter. But yeah, OPF life pretty much. What we'll do though, we'll take the car for a drive now, get some GoPros set up. yeah, just see what it feels like. Right folks, here we are on the A45S. I'll just close the roof there. It's a bit windy today. It's like a ceiling, like a vault or something when you close the pan roof, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, we're gonna give you guys some first impressions on the car. I'm gonna take it easy. It is a bit cold today. I don't know if some of these roads are iced up because they are in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, we've got basically the most powerful production 4-cylinder under our right foot. I know you can tune your GTIs and your Rs and all of that kind of stuff to 420 horsepower, but this comes out of the factory with that much and a warranty, so it's something to be commended. But just a quick reminder though before we get started, make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you do enjoy the content I've been putting out. Got it in sport, let's put it into Sport Plus. I'm going to stay out of race for now. I think you got a manual override button here. Yep, exactly like the old one. Leave it in pure manual. Okay. That throttle was like, literally feels electric. I mean, straight away it feels quite rigid compared to the RS3. Like, it's kind of, in a way, like the characters come from the old one as well. I know this is a totally clean sheet design, but the old facelift was quite racy, but it had a few flaws. The gearbox on downshift didn't used to be that great. This one, yep, first gear, 8-speed dual clutch, man. That is a very interesting setup. Right, so let's give it some. It's car in front of us, but oh, it's got some pull. It's got a little upshift bang like the old one. It's nowhere near as loud. Yeah, you feel like you're in kind of like a little racing cockpit with all of this. You got your buttons on the steering wheel. Personally, you know, I'm the biggest RS3 fanboy. The engine doesn't have as much character, but for a 2-litre, trust me, this is special. This is special. And I've barely gone into it. One thing I will say straight off the bat, yeah, this car is in a different league to that A35 I drove. As you will have saw in that review that I did a few years ago on that car, I didn't really smile at all in that car. I couldn't force it, like it just wasn't exciting. And that car was apparently stage 1 mapped or whatever, so God knows what they're like stock, but this thing's a different kettle of fish. Jeez, it's got some punch. Very quick gear ratios as well. Yeah, I'm not a Merc guy, but when they make cars like this, it's hard to argue against them. Yeah, it's a bit of a tool, this thing. The nice thing about this is when you're cruising in, say, like an inner city environment like this, to me personally, it doesn't really feel any more uncomfier than an RS3. I don't know, I thought looking at the outside and seeing the bucket seats that it may seem like it's a bit more of a racy car. It is a bit racier at the steering wheel, but not at the expense of comfort, in my opinion. Like the seats have just enough width to them. You could daily this thing. I mean, I'm normally quite, I notice when a car is quite uncomfortable. I don't know, maybe it's just me and I'm just getting old now, yeah, but I don't know, when I jump in like cars with like proper bucket seats, after an hour or so I normally can feel it, but this is sound. Believe me, I've become numb to a lot of speed, but I'm telling you, this thing just flies. It's so linear. And the little upshift bang as well. I quite like the sound. I think it's got more of a racier tone. I feel like, yeah, the new Mark 8R, if you go and check out them videos, they've copied the A45 sound. You know, this kind of more racy 2-litre. Look. Go in, go in. Oh, now that is quick. Right, nice and sharp. The interesting thing with this is that whilst it has got 421 horsepower, whatever the figure is, it's not maxed out. Like, you can take it to 500 horsepower with tuning and decat and all that stuff. Basically a stage 2 package, which is crazy, and the turbo must be massive on this thing, because on a Golf R, like, I know they came with 300 standard, you had to put a hybrid on them, and you know, to get a nice 500. Let's try and do a launch here. Or race start active. Oh my days. What this thing reminds me of, like the best way for me to compare it is that the gearbox is like a bolt action rifle. Like, it's so precise and it just does it like bang after like, oh David, I can't even speak anymore. Try and do that again. Alright, let's me do a launch again. The old one want to do that. That's nuts, that is, man. I don't even know what else to say, to be fair. Let me put traction back on. You know the amount of times it changes gear, then I couldn't even like keep track of it. Like it's just bang, bang, bang. It's like you're playing like a shooting game or something, man. What a gearbox. Fair play to Merc. But yeah, folks, what I'm thinking to do now, we'll end the video here. Hopefully you enjoyed my first impressions on the A45S. I do think that it's better to drive than an RS3 in a lot of ways, in terms of like it's a bit more racy. It's got a better interior. Sound wise, it's never really going to come close, OPF or not. But I definitely think if you are an RS3 owner and you want to try something different, I think this is a good bet. It's not really like the old one, which had quite a few flaws. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for a lot more content to come. I'll try and get a back-to-back test with this once it's tuned, because it might be getting tuned soon. We'll do like a stage 2 A45 versus stage 2 RS3, because there's no point comparing it to mine at the minute. But yeah, I'll stop rambling. I'll catch you guys in the next video.